I'd like to share a verse from the book of Leviticus with you, a verse which I think is the most fundamental in human relationships, one that every single human being needs to learn and understand. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. This is what the verse says. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall reprimand your fellow man, and do not bear a sin because of him. The verse is saying three things. Number one, do not hate your brother in your heart. You should not hate your fellow man. Number two, when you see your fellow man doing something wrong, you shall reprimand him. Reprimand. Number three, do not bear a sin because of him. Do not do something wrong because of your brother. What is this verse telling us, and why in this order? The first thing the Torah is telling us is, do not bear hate in your heart. Because if you bear hate in your heart, you must not reprimand your fellow man. If you bear hate, any slightest sliver of hate, when you reprimand your brother, they will not hear reprimand. They will hear your hate. There's something fascinating about we human beings, and that is, when we listen to someone else talking to us, we read them very well. We can feel where they are speaking from, where it's coming out of. Is it coming out of their love? Is it coming out of their frustration? Is it coming out of their anger? Where are they speaking from? We see that clearly. The speaker, on the other hand, is subjective, and we have a very hard time reading ourselves. And so often we convince ourselves that out of the great love for my friend, or for my brother or sister, they're my family and I love them so much, I have to set them straight, and therefore I'm going to reprimand them. And we're in this delusional state that it's coming out of love. But they hear it, and they know that we're angry with them. We're frustrated. We're disturbed. We're inconvenienced by them. And so they can't hear what we're saying, because they don't hear a genuine, authentic message coming from us. They hear judgment. They hear anger. They will not accept that. That will be a failed form of rebuke or reprimand. It will not work. And so the Torah says, number one, do not hate. If you have the hate in your heart, there is no way they're going to accept that reprimand. And then the Torah says, reprimand. And now you can judge whether you reprimanded from a healthy, loving place or not. And that is from the result. If they have not accepted your reprimand, know absolutely that it is because it was not coming from love. And so the verse concludes, do not bear sin because of him. If your reprimand was not accepted, you are bearing sin because you are expressing hate to your fellow man instead of expressing genuine love. You see, when someone comes to us and they genuinely love us, they don't just say they love us, but they genuinely love us, and we feel that love. No matter what they say, we have no problem accepting it. We don't feel any less accepted from that reprimand. Someone puts their arm around our shoulders and says, brother, I love you. I just want to point this out to you because I think this would serve you much better. So I just want to show you, here's a better way to do this or to express yourself when you want to say this type of thing. No problem. The second someone puts their arm around their shoulder and says, brother, you really are ugly when you talk. This is the way you should say it. We feel it in the moment. We feel the judgment. We feel we're not accepted and we're not loved. We can't hear anything beyond that. And we lose the person, and we are the one who is then sinning by hating instead of loving. If we can integrate this, wow, what our relationships would look like. Good luck.